policy decisions, whatever policy decision we take, CAA, NRC, it is the church and the West which opposes it, much before we oppose it. Had I come and told you these missionaries have come not with good intention, but what happened? What happened to Bharat? We lost our people, we lost our religion, we lost our women, our children, our heritage, our history. Conversion is not just a matter of looking for another God. It is erosion of your beliefs. First commandment in the Bible says, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other gods before me. I am a jealous God, which means that your children cannot touch the parents' feet because it is idol. It's worshipping an idol. The idea of conversion is very clear. We will eventually become slaves. There are 55 Islamic countries, 25 Christian countries. They are hardcore religious countries. How many Hindu nations? Article 25 to 30. What does it say? It completely gives the freedom for the minorities to practice, profess and propagate. It is a legal sanction, and that is what is effectively used today. I am technically a Christian. I go to church. It's important for me to be part of the church because if you don't go to church, you're not a Christian. The purpose of me talking in front of you is the clear and present danger that is there knocking at the doors of Bharat. You would see economical sanctions, social sanctions, political sanctions against Bharat. Why? Just 70 years back, 75 years back, it was a colony, we were slaves. They are giving a challenge to the West, and that is not tolerated by the West. Going back to colonial rule, we are all happy that the British left. But do you know something? They left the church. It's called a subsidiary. The church is the eyes and ears of the West today. Because if you look at policy decisions, whatever policy decision we take, CAA, NRC, it is the church and the West which opposes it, much before we oppose it. So going back to the question, which I think many of you will be expecting me to speak, conversion. What is conversion? Is it just conversion of religion? I'm talking about 500 years back. Had I come and told you these missionaries have come not with good intention, but what happened? What happened to Bharat? We lost our people, we lost our religion, or we are in the process of losing our religion. We lost our women, our children, our heritage, our history, and it took 500 years for the British to live. So in this context, what I want to say is this. What does conversion do to Bharat? It's a matter of just adopting another religion. No. Adopting a new religion, especially when it comes to the Abrahamic faith, whether it is Christianity or Islam, it is anti-Bharat. What is Bharat? Is Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma. If there is no Sanatan Dharma, will it be Bharat? It will not be Bharat. Maybe it will have an Islamic name or a Christian name. So conversion is not just a matter of looking for another God. It is erosion of your beliefs. Erosion of your beliefs. What is our erosion? What is our values? Values. First commandment in the Bible says, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other gods before me. I am a jealous God. Which means that your children cannot touch the parents' feet because it is idol. It's worshipping an idol. That's the core of the first commandment. You cannot bow down to anybody. But that is contrary to the Indian way of life. Respect the elders. Touch the feet of the elders. These are core values in Ingla. This is what builds our children. These are our values. It is completely against. One more thing. Many people ask, what happens? Why not allow them to convert and follow what they want? It brings in social disorder, political disorder, and we will eventually become slaves. The idea of conversion is very clear. We will eventually become slaves, and there is biblical sanction for it because we are supposed to be obedient to the leaders, mute spectators, and do what is being told. That is what biblical sanction says. You should just obey the laws. That is what eventually the church talks about. The church expects its followers to follow. That is why you can see so many crimes in the church. because that is not your job, that is God's job. Anybody who questions any crimes, any offense in the church, especially when it comes to a church leader, then it is pinpointed saying that Satan is talking to you. To judge is not your job, it is God's job. I just went through little data. Bangladeshல என்ன இருக்குன்னு எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் இல்லீங்களா? Everybody knows. Where can the Hindus run from Bangladesh? Okay, why should they run? There are 55 Islamic countries, 25 Christian countries. They are hardcore religious countries. 7 Buddhist nations, 1 Jewish nation. How many Hindu nations? We are not Hindu nation. Constitution says we are secular. So there is nowhere you can run, because that is how the constitution is made. So it is important that this is the only nation that is available for us. This is the only nation that will give shelter to us. This is the only nation which gives us the freedom to practice, profess and propagate our religion. Unfortunately, constitutional they have made a few rules and laws which does not fit into the Indian way of life. Which are the religions which go and profess and propagate religion? Only Christians and Islam. So constitution has given the right for them to do it, not for the Hindus. If you look at article 25 to 30, please read it. Article 25 to 30. What does it say? It completely gives the freedom for the minorities to practice, profess and propagate. It is a legal sanction. And that is what is effectively used today. How many of you come from Tamil Nadu, from Chennai? Chennai. Do you know there are church-owned properties which is at 1 rupee lease in Chennai, in Bangalore, in Delhi? 1 rupee lease for 99 years. And the expire aayidchu. Till today, the government does not have the guts to ask that the property. We have bought FCRA regulations. The church does not need FCRA anymore. There is enough funds. Had the FCRA amount being used completely for conversion, by now we could have converted the whole of Bharat. It was used for non-conversion purposes also. There is no shortage of funds for the church or, for example, the Abrahamic faith, which is both Islam and Christian. There is enough money because there are enough contributors within the church. So it's a call for an important awakening from all of us, that if you don't awake now, if you don't assert now, if you don't arise now, you may live happily, but your children will not see Bharat as what it was supposed to be and what it is. There is one saying, a great African Prime Minister said from Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta. How many of you have heard it? The missionaries came to Africa. They bought the Bible. They asked us to close our eyes and pray. All of us obeyed. We closed our eyes and prayed. When we woke up, we had the Bible. They had a land. They had a gold. They had a diamond. They had a people. They had everything. I hope and pray that we are aware of the current situation and wake up.